So one could ask the question, why are we here? Why are you here? And when I say, why are you here? I mean being here in broad terms. Why do you exist? As long as we are sleepwalking, there might be thousands of different answers to that question. But when we wake up, we come to realize why we are here. And we come to realize that everything that happens ultimately has only one purpose. And that one purpose is to wake up. So that is why you are here. That is why everybody is here. But most humans, they are completely unaware of that fact. It is actually that exact unawareness that is what we are waking up out of. Waking up into clarity. Waking up into clear seeing. And by that I do not mean clear visual seeing, but seeing clearly with awareness. So everything that happens is pushing the human being towards awakening. All the confusion, all the turmoil, all the madness, all the suffering, all the pain, all the violence, all the jealousy, all the anger, all the sadness, all the misery. all of that is pushing us towards realization, pushing us towards the possibility of suddenly realizing what it is that is going on. That all of that is the result of a confused human mind. And you might argue that, well, there seems to be some people that are succeeding. Becoming wealthy in the traditional sense of the word. Yeah, they might be wealthy, but they are not succeeding. They are not succeeding in coming to know the true essence of who they are. And in that sense, awakening is the most democratic impulse there is. Because you cannot buy yourself to an awakening. No matter how much money you got, you cannot buy yourself to an awakening. And that in itself carries its own suffering. For what then to do if you stand there, a billionaire, feeling hollow and empty within? That creates its own suffering. And that pushes towards the awakening also. But that is why we are here. We could say that it is the grandest purpose in the entire cosmos that we are confronted with. The possibility of waking up to know our own true existence, our own true essence. So if you were to ask me, who are you? I would have to start by saying, I cannot tell you. And that is not because I do not want to tell you. But ultimately, I cannot tell you. And the reason for that is that I know that no matter what I were to tell you, that would not be it. So if I were trying to tell you who I am, I would be lying. and I'm not interested in that. But what I can tell you is that I know that I am. It is simply self-evident. I am. But what that is, I do not know. But I know that it is a miracle. I know that it is a miracle that overshines anything else, everything else. The knowing that I am. That is the essence of this being. But it is not only the essence of this being, it is also the essence of you. I am that I am. Then that I amness, when that I amness get curious, it starts to investigate itself. And it can play around with it, knowing that it is just simply playing around with it. And it can start to look closer. And it is discovering as what we could call the next layer. It is discovering that the I amness is aware, or rather it is what we could call aware. It knows itself as itself directly. It knows itself unconceptually. Is that a word? It knows itself without having any need to try to describe itself. So this play that I am doing right now does not arise because I need to do it. It does not, it is not a result of I having the need to explain what I am, but rather it is just simply a play. So the I amness is aware. And that awareness can investigate itself. it can become curious about what it means to be aware. And some of the first, what to call it, qualities or lack thereof, some of the first qualities is that the awareness discovers that it is unlimited, that there are no boundaries to that awareness, that the awareness simply cannot find a boundary to itself. No matter where the awareness directs its attention, there it is, awareness. And the awareness is also able to notice that it has never ever noticed its own absence. In other words, the awareness has never been able to be aware of a time where there was no awareness. So it is ever present. Another quality of awareness is that the aware unlimited space, if we are to call it that, is saturated with intelligence. And it is actually that intelligence that are doing the self-inquiry, the self-investigation. And when that intelligence is investigating into itself, it discovers that there is not a somebody who is intelligent. There is not a someone who has intelligence. But that intelligence simply is, and that it is a quality of awareness. An aspect, perhaps is a better word, an aspect of awareness, of consciousness. That intelligence is able to look back at a time where it was dreaming, where it was dreaming a person into existence. That intelligence is able to look back and remember a time where it did not know about itself, where it was unaware of itself. And that intelligence is also able to understand, although it is a different kind of knowing and a different kind of understanding, it is able to understand what it is that was going on when it was dreaming itself into a person. That intelligence is able to understand that it was simply a result of programming, indoctrination, upbringing, cultural habits perpetuated throughout generations. That intelligence is able to observe some of that conditioning still being active in this human being. And sometimes that conditioning is activating itself. But very rarely for very long or for long. Because that intelligence sees what is going on. And it knows what it is that is going on. When the conditioning is overtaking the attention, capturing the attention. That does not lead to anything good. On the other hand, that intelligence is free, peaceful, creative, loving, compassionate. It is that intelligence that is speaking right now. And it is speaking to the exact same intelligence in you. For that is why you are here. That intelligence is able to understand, able to see clearly the programming that you are carrying around. Don't do anything about that programming. Just observe it. It is that intelligence that is observing. And in the very observing, the programming will wither away. Patience. The programming that you are carrying around is thousands of years old. It has been given over from generation to generation. And then finally, it was given to you, programmed into you as a child. But not only that, it has also been programmed into the genes of the body. It was not done in any bad spirit. It was simply what happened. So don't start to blame anyone. Don't blame yourself either. That does not matter. The reason you are here is to wake up. It is life itself that awakens. It is the one life that awakens to itself. And then you might ask, why? Why does the one life wants to awaken? Because it wants to marvel at its own creation. And here, when I say its own creation, I am speaking about the entire universe. And then you might think that to observe the universe, you have to look out at the stars. No, no. Look around you. That is the universe. Go for a walk in the forest. That is the universe doing its thing. Go down to the beach. Watch the ocean. It is a miracle. That is the universe that is oceaning. And the universe is foresting. That's not a good word. The universe is doing forests. And here on planet Earth, the universe is doing humans. And all the other species. So you do not have to gaze at the Milky Way to marvel at the universe. It is much, much, much closer. You are the universe, watching itself. So that is why you are here. To wake up and see that clearly. Because that is what the universe ultimately wants to do. And why do I know that? Because that is what is happening. If the universe wanted to stay in the dream state, then that would have been continuing. But the universe is waking up. More and more humans are waking up, seeing clearly for themselves the essence. Excuse me. And since you are listening, that means that the universe, as you, wants to wake up also. All you have to do is that you make yourself available for that to happen. Don't struggle. Don't try to figure anything out. Just simply listen. Make yourself available. And if you do not resonate with what is being shared here, then find someone else. But be careful not to jump from message to message. That might just confuse you. but you have to make yourself available. Thank you for listening, my friend. That is why we are here. That is why we are here.